Have you ever wondered why some travelers walk straight through airport security, while others get quietly pulled aside, even when they haven't done anything wrong? That question has been sitting in the back of my mind for months. And the deeper I dug into it, the more shocking the truth became. Because behind those blinking scanners and friendly smiles are brand new hidden facial recognition laws that most people, especially older travelers, don't even realize exist yet. And these laws are already changing the way airports work in America. From how long you wait in line to whether you're even allowed to board your flight. And today, I'm going to walk you through 7 new facial recognition rules that can literally stop you at security without warning. And trust me, some of these will make you rethink your next trip completely. Because the first hidden law quietly allows airports to scan your face even if you never agreed to it. Yep. Many terminals now consider simply walking into the security area as implied consent, which means cameras are capturing your image from multiple angles, comparing it to government databases in real time. And if there's even a tiny mismatch, boom, you're flagged, pulled aside, and suddenly your smooth vacation start turns into a stressful interrogation. And what's crazy is, most people don't even notice the signs posted high on the walls in tiny print explaining this. And seniors are especially targeted because older faces naturally change more over time, making the system more likely to misidentify them. Then there's the second hidden law that allows facial scans to be stored for years. Not days, not weeks, but sometimes up to 75 years in certain federal systems, meaning your face becomes permanent digital data shared across agencies. And if a future scan doesn't line up perfectly with an old photo, you could be stopped again and again on every trip, creating a pattern that makes security even more suspicious. And the third law is even more unsettling because it allows airlines to deny boarding if facial recognition. Systems can't confirm your identity fast enough, even if you have a valid passport and ticket in hand. People have already missed flights simply because the system timed out, leaving them standing there confused while the gate closed. And imagine how stressful that is for older travelers who move slower or struggle with technology. Now, the fourth hidden law gives TSA officers the authority to escalate searches based purely on algorithm alerts, not actual human judgment. So if the software flags you as a potential mismatch or irregular traveler, officers can legally search your bags more thoroughly, ask invasive questions, and delay you for extended periods, all without needing traditional cause. And most folks assume there must be a reason, but the reason might simply be poor lighting or a shadow on your face. Then comes the fifth law that allows private companies working with airports to access facial data for security improvements, which sounds harmless but actually means your biometric information could be used to train AI systems, improve surveillance tools, and possibly even for marketing purposes. And while officials say it's anonymous, experts argue true anonymity is nearly impossible when it comes to facial data. Now, the sixth hidden law is one that has shocked civil rights groups because it permits facial recognition matches to be used as evidence for further investigations. Meaning, if your face accidentally matches someone in a criminal database, even wrongly, you could be questioned later by law enforcement outside the airport. And clearing your name can take months, sometimes longer. And finally, the seventh new law allows airports to expand facial recognition to parking garages, entrances, and even airport hotels connected to terminals. So from the moment you arrive until the moment you leave, your movements can be tracked continuously, creating a full travel profile of where you go, how long you stay, and who you're near. And when you put all of this together, it starts to feel less like simple airport security and more like living inside a high-tech surveillance bubble. And what makes it even more intense is how quietly all of this rolled out. No big announcements, no national debates. Just small policy updates buried in government documents that most everyday travelers would never read. And seniors are especially vulnerable because many grew up in a time when privacy meant something very different, when showing your ID was enough and nobody was scanning your face from 10 angles. And I recently spoke with a retired couple who were traveling to see their grandkids when the wife was suddenly pulled aside for nearly 40 minutes because the system couldn't match her current face with her passport photo. Taken 10 years earlier, she hadn't changed her hairstyle, hadn't done anything wrong, but the system just didn't like the comparison. And by the time she was cleared, their flight had already boarded, leaving them scrambling for rebook. And stories like this are becoming more common, yet barely anyone talks about it. And while officials claim these systems improve safety and speed up lines, many travelers report longer waits, more confusion, and increased stress, especially during busy travel seasons. And what's even more concerning is how hard it is to opt out. Because in many airports, opting out simply means going through an even slower manual process that can take twice as long, almost pressuring people into agreeing to the scans just to avoid missing flights. And some airports don't even clearly offer an opt-out at all, making facial recognition the default whether you like it or not. And experts warn that as technology improves, these systems will only expand further, potentially linking to other databases like driver's licenses, social media, photos, and even public cameras, creating a massive network of facial tracking across the country. And while this might sound like something from a sci-fi movie, it's already happening in small ways right now. And most travelers have no idea how fast it's growing. And for older Americans who love traveling in retirement, visiting family, exploring new places, and enjoying the freedom they've worked their whole lives for, these new hidden laws could quietly turn airports into stressful obstacle courses, where one small digital mismatch can throw off an entire trip. And the worst part is, there's very little transparency about how accurate these systems truly are, because many of the companies behind them don't release full data on error rates. And independent studies have shown that facial recognition often struggles more with older faces, different lighting, and natural aging changes, which means seniors are statistically more likely to be flagged incorrectly. And once you're flagged a few times, your profile can be marked as frequent mismatch, making future travel even harder. Almost like being stuck in a loop you didn't create. And yet, most people assume if they're stopped, it must be their fault somehow, not realizing a computer algorithm made the call. And as more airports upgrade to fully automated boarding and security lanes, the human element is slowly being replaced by machines that don't understand context, emotions, or common sense. And that's what makes these hidden facial recognition laws so powerful and dangerous at the same time, because they quietly shift control away from human judgment and into systems that can make mistakes without accountability. And while there are benefits like faster boarding for some travelers and enhanced security measures, there's also a growing concern about privacy, fairness, and how much personal data we're giving up just to catch a flight. And many lawmakers are now debating whether stronger regulations are needed. But until that happens, these laws remain in effect, shaping every airport experience, whether we notice or not. So the next time you walk into a terminal and see cameras positioned above the entrance, near the security line, and at the boarding gate, remember they're not just watching for safety, they're actively analyzing, scanning, and storing your face as part of these new systems. And understanding how these hidden rules work can help you prepare better, avoid surprises, and protect your rights as a traveler, especially if you're part of the golden generation who deserves stress-free journeys after years of hard work. And that's exactly why I created this channel, Golden Age Travel Tips, to uncover these changes, explain them simply, and help you travel smarter in today's fast-changing world. And before you head to the airport again, it's worth checking if your local airport uses facial recognition, knowing your opt-out options, keeping updated photos on official IDs, and allowing extra time in case of delays caused by system checks, because being prepared can make all the difference between a smooth trip and a missed flight. And if you found this information helpful, surprising, or even a little shocking, I strongly suggest staying informed about new travel rules, watching similar videos on this channel, sharing this with friends and family who travel often, and leaving a comment about your own airport experiences. Because the more we talk about these hidden changes, the more power we have as travelers to push for fairness, transparency, and better travel experiences for everyone.